It's the MythWits, a geek pop culture web series, broadcast live for video and audio podcasts. Watch us live at MythWits.com and find us on YouTube and iTunes, bringing you news and reviews about geek pop culture. We have comedy skits, play nerd-tastic games, and provide extensive on-location con coverage. I am speaking with the guys from Obsidian Portal. I've got Micah and Jerry with me. Hey, guys.
Hey.
So let's talk about what is Obsidian Portal to begin with? What are we talking about here?
Obsidian Portal is an online campaign management system where you can manage running your tabletop campaign, tracking the characters, the adventures, the locations that you visit. Essentially, it's about keeping track of everything that's happened in your game, while at the same time keeping your group sort of on track. And I don't mean like railroading or anything like that. Just like making sure that everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows, hey, what's the evil wizard's name? We can answer those questions because we've got all the data on Obsidian Portal. So it's all about making your game easier to run around the tabletop. It's not for playing online. It's just for taking what you already do, making it a little bit easier. So that's the basic idea.
It's like your encyclopedia, your game-ish thing.
Right, exactly.
So how did you decide that you were going to do this? You know, you must have been sitting around one night and saying, "Damn it, something like this should exist." And
yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. And I spent some time trying to use the tools that were out there. This was about 7 or 8 years ago, and at that time you could set up a blog for free and you could set up a wiki for free. So I set up a blog and I ran my campaign through a blog, and that actually worked really well. Mm-hmm. But there were some aspects to it that just didn't fit with the format of a blog, so I thought, well, a wiki would work better. So I started using some of the wikis that were out there, and they just didn't have the right organization tools for splitting out, my characters from the different locations and organizations and deities and all those sorts of things.
Right.
And plus, I missed some of the chronological aspect of the blog. Like, you have an adventure tonight, you have an adventure next week, you have the week after. It actually works out really well to chronicle these things in blog form. So that's when I started working on Obsidian Portal, saying I'm going to take pieces of blog, pieces of a wiki, some character management tools, and then just win from there. Play the game, use it, use Obsidian Portal, see what works and what doesn't, and then just make changes. It's kind of like a week-to-week thing. I'd play my weekly game, I would use Obsidian Portal to plan for it, and then I would say, hey, this doesn't work right. This is just not working. And soon enough, I had something that I was pretty happy with, and opened it up and started inviting people to use it.
So it's just you and your group were using this at first.
Yeah.
And then you decided, hey, this is pretty cool.
I made the leap. I call it the leap of faith, where I made the leap of faith that the same problems that I had were ones that other DMs and groups were having.
Right.
And so luckily I was right about some of it.
Right. So now when you originally designed this, had you had any thought that you might release this to the public, or was this just something you did for yourself and your group as sort of like a labor of love kind of thing, and then you said, hey, I bet other people would like to use this? I try to be
100% honest about it.
Sure.
And at the time, MySpace had just sold for $500 million, and I thought, I'm going to make the MySpace of
Pie in the sky, man!
Yeah, I'm going to make the MySpace of Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm going to be rich. And I had no idea how that was going to happen, and consequently, it did not happen. So no, I had grand schemes and plans of making bazillions of dollars, and that didn't pan out. But it turned out to be a tool that was very useful for me, and the community started to grow around it, and I got a lot of positive feedback around it. And I could pretend that that's as good as millions of dollars, but the millions of dollars was a pipe dream anyway. So having the community, having it grow into something that's been very fulfilling since then is actually very nice.
Okay.
So.
And how many of you are there? Because I know it's not just one person. We got 2 people here, but I know there's more than that, right? I know there's at least a 3rd person.
For right now, it's pretty much me and Jerry.
I thought there was somebody else as well.
There was a 3rd person, but he's moved on to other things. Okay. So now it's me and Jerry. But right. with the recent Kickstarter that we did, we raised enough money that I've brought on some part-time developers, right, and a professional designer, which is something we've needed for a long time.
Yeah, that
so
helps.
So we brought on a professional designer and some other developers to speed up a lot of the work that we wanted to do with the Kickstarter. Right. Instead of the whole nights and weekends thing, let's really knuckle down and focus on this hardcore.
Cool. So what are your roles? What do you do?
I'm kind of the main developer, and I pretty much built it from day one, and so got it started. Was pretty much doing everything in the early days, and got to a point where that was just too much to do, and so we started bringing on people, and Jerry came in and helped us out with Well, tell them what you do. I write code.
What do I do? So I started as a community member. I was just a really big fan of Obsidian Portal, and I used it on a regular basis. And at one point in time, I saw that there's a post up on the blog, and it said, "Come be our voice on the internet. We're looking for a community person." And so I submitted my application, and that was kind of, long story short, here I am now. I think I've been with Obsidian Portal for 2 or 3 years now. It was either 2 years in January or 3. I don't know. I'm not good with these things, but yeah. And so I do our Facebook, our Twitter. I do our blog. I feature our campaigns of the month. I orchestrate our podcast. I do the editing, bring on guests and all that stuff. A lot of the logistics at GenCon. Mike will mail me stuff down when we're down here, whether it's the award or stuff like that. We need to get tokens done up or our little badge banners and stuff. So I'm everything but code. That's not me. I handle the support tickets too. When people say I can't log in, I'm the first person who sees them, and I try and take care of many of those as I can before I have to be like, Micah, I can't do this. Fix it.
So you'll be like, Micah's like, I can't take care of this for me. I can't do this. I'm busy coding. And
yes.
Because you want to keep your nose to the
right.
To the grindstone.
There's a certain amount of time that it takes.
All right. So real quick. So Obsidian Portal. Just as disclosure, I'm a fan. I'm a member of the Obsidian Portal. My group won January last year, site of the month. And so we love it, and that's why I wanted to interview you guys, because I really like your product, and I want other people to find out about it, because I think it's really handy. So you won an award.
Yeah, we won the second place. We won silver for best podcast this year.
So apparently other people think you do some good stuff too. Then
we've won. I mean, the one that we got this year was for best podcast. We've won best website several years, and it's all thanks to the community. Like the Ennies voting is based on how many people you can get from your community to come vote for you. So we were very pleased when we got to that point when it was like sending out the newsletter to our fans and saying, hey guys, if you like what we do, go vote for us, and they did, and we won the award for it. Cool. And so it's very flattering.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should have won, because we use it as a very important tool in our gaming. As a matter of fact, we all have laptops and stuff, so we'll sit at the table and the game master will say, you see such and such as an NPC, and we haven't seen this person in 2 weeks, and we're allowed to get on our laptop. Anything that's on there, we have access to at the time. So I can get on and go, oh yeah, I remember her. But otherwise, it's just, you have all these NPCs and nobody knows. You're like, oh, I don't know, what did she do? And you don't, and then he's like, well, I was expecting you to talk to her about this, so now my adventure can't go there because you didn't, but you should have remembered that. And I'm like, well, I would have remembered that, because, I mean, in game terms, that was only yesterday, but it was 3 weeks ago because we went to Florida. And, it's that whole aspect.
That is exactly what we wrote it for, so that you could answer that question of who was that person?
Right, and if you have a picture that that's really easy, explains a lot, and then you got the maps and everything. So anyway, where can we find Obsidian Portal?
You can find us at obsidianportal.com, and you can just sign up right there, and if you have any questions, you can check out our blog at blog.obsidianportal.com, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well, both at Obsidian Portal. And just if you have any questions, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Facebook. We're happy to answer any questions that you've got.
And you can join for free, but there's an extra charge to do extra things. But
it's free. It's perfectly usable for free, but if you want to upgrade to some more premium features, we've got those as well.
And it's not that expensive. It's cheap. We do it. It's great.
I'm glad to hear it.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you, Peter. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Check it out. It's an awesome site. I give it a thumbs up.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
You've just enjoyed the MythWits. Join us for a live broadcast next week and every week, Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you miss our live show, you can always catch the encore episodes and the podcast version at our website and on iTunes. Make sure to check out our website at mythwits.com, and of course visit us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and iTunes. MythWits is a Studio187.com production and is protected under an attribution, non-commercial, no derivatives, Creative Commons work. You can download and share it with whoever you like. Just don't change it and don't try to make money with it. Make sure to check out Studio187.com for more cool stuff.